It's March. We've got about 1.5 foot of snow, as you can see on the wall, and it's beautiful. Although it snowed very heavily here, and it was freezing yesterday, today the weather is beautiful. The sun's come out and it is just perfect. And it's ideal weather conditions for showing you some new heated gloves. Now these gloves are made by a company called KEMI MOTO. They've been sent to me by a company called ISSYZONE, which is an online retailer. And actually they've been provided to me free of charge. I don't often accept things free of charge. I prefer to buy and then test over a long-term period with my own money. But these were offered, and I thought it'd be on this occasion, it'd be a good idea to try them out and see what they were like. I've got no connection to ISSYZONE or KEMI MOTO, and I've got no restrictions on what I say during the making of this video. So those that have watched my previous videos will know I'm very independent with my views on equipment. And the other thing to remember is what's good for one person might not be any good for another person, or indeed what's not good for one person might be brilliant for the other person. So it's all just about personal view. Anyhow, it came in a really strong, typical Amazon cardboard box, which I've discarded now. But this is the actual packaging of the gloves themselves. Very neat, good quality, nice feel to it. Just what you expect if you're getting a quality product. So let's have a look at them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you close-ups. There's no point me showing you at a distance, but I just want you to see the view because it's beautiful. There'll be 2 stages to this. First, we'll have a look at what's in this box, and then we'll get the batteries charged up because I haven't charged them. I've just literally opened the box. So I would assume they'll need charging because the batteries are rechargeable. But let's see how it goes. So the second part of the video will be using the initial use of the gloves with some views on that initial use. I will do long-term test of them, but this is just an initial look and then an initial test of them. So let's have a look and see what they're like. I'm quite excited actually, especially since my hands are freezing. Okay, so let's have a little look inside the box and see what we've actually got. I love opening new packages. All right. So we've got a bag within the box, which is on a drawstring. And I assume that the gloves will be in here. And there they are. Yeah, so you've got a nice little bag to keep the gloves in. Drawstring, so you can just keep it all together. And first look at the gloves as a pair of gloves. They look pretty decent quality. Just having a look at stitching. Yeah, everything looks really nice quality. On the palm and the inside of the thumb, you've got this material, which is grippy material. And the gloves are, or can be, connected to make sure you don't lose them. So it's just got a little buckle, and that takes them apart. So these gloves are specifically designed for cold weather. Obviously they're heated, but actually also they have a fleece lining. And let's just try one on to see what it feels like. Yeah, that feels really nice, that. These ones are large. I might have been able to manage with a medium, but they still feel fine. They still feel okay. They're very good, actually. So, as a glove, you've got a drawstring here to tighten the cuff. Yeah. So this cuff can be battened down and tightened. You've also got a nice little buckle to really cinch down the wrist. So it tightens around here and it tightens around here. That fleece lining is a really, really comfortable lining. So you've also got two-finger touchscreen, and it's in the forefinger there, and on the thumb there. We'll see how that works in practicality when I get to use them properly. I mentioned the grippy palm, which is useful for any activity: walking, snowboarding, skiing, motorcycling if you want to use them. Although, as I've mentioned, there's no hard knuckle protection on these gloves. So they are waterproof with a material called Limb Dry, and the gloves themselves are a polyester nylon PU mix, also designed as windproof gloves. As mentioned, they're designed for a multiple purpose use in cold weather conditions, not necessarily snow, but in all conditions where it's very cold. They do market them as gloves for motorcycles, and I've used ski gloves, just ordinary ski gloves, in some really harsh winter conditions. So I would have no fear using these, but you have to make your own decisions based on the protection level to your knuckles and palms. I think on lower powered motorcycles like scooters, these would be absolutely amazing. So that's the gloves that come in a nice little bag. I'll just put them out of the way, and then we'll have a look and see what else is in the box here. So we've got another 3 items, and I'm just going to put the box out of the way. So we have a user guide. We have a charging socket. Now this is UK, so it's a UK plug. That plug does have certification, does have its correct rating to use for electrical goods. And this must be the batteries. And indeed, it is. Nicely packaged, really well put together, nice and simple. So there's one battery, and there's the second battery. So let's look at the user guide and see what's in this. Because sometimes you get user guides and they're not that great, really. But this one here is certainly in English. It's in multiple languages, actually. German, English, Italian, Spanish, French. So the English version of the user guide is pretty straightforward, pictorial as well as descriptive. I like this where you get pictorial and descriptive. Sometimes you just get pictorial and you struggle to figure out how it actually works. But I like this, very clear. These are the operating instructions and the heat levels that you can have with the gloves. So the heat levels vary from 60 to 65 degrees. This is in centigrade, 60 to 65, which is high, and that's a red light on the gloves. Medium is a blue light, and that's 50 to 55. And green is low on 40 to 45. Very simple. It's got details about your battery charging and details about the use and cleaning of the gloves. Goes without saying, because it's got electricals and you don't want to be putting them in a machine wash. And then some warnings about what not to use heated products for and under what circumstances. So, very clear user guide, like that. As I mentioned, the charging socket is CE approved and UK approved. And that has a little charging light on the bottom there. Yeah, so really decent batteries, look good quality. I haven't charged them simply because I've just opened the box to open everything up and look at it with you. Like most products, you'll really need to charge the batteries before you use the product. But I'm going to plug these in and see if they actually work. There might be some residual, or there might be full charge in them, I don't know. But the best advice is to charge them before you use them for the first time. Now, going back to the glove, there's two things on here that I've not shown you, but I will now. One is the heating switch. So that is a push button. Very simple push. Got a nice feel to it. It's obviously rubberized button, and it illuminates when the battery's actually fitted. But you just simply press. Now, the other thing is that I've not shown you is the battery compartment, which is this zip at the top, and it's a waterproof zip. So as we open that, there should be some wire or some cabling in there, and there you have it. So let's plug one of these in and see what we've got. So that plugged in nice and firmly, feels secure. Actually, this is pretty decent quality. Almost better than I was expecting. I didn't really have high expectations of anything that I get, really, unless I've bought it myself. But, so that just fits in the battery compartment and zips up again, and that's waterproof. Although, like everything, it'll be waterproof to a degree, won't it? But it'll be good enough for the sort of use that you'd use this glove for. Now then, here's the moment of truth to see if there's any charge in that battery. Bear in mind, I've not charged it. Now, you have to press the button for 3 seconds to switch it on. So let's do that. Now, you might not be able to see it because of the light. It's very bright light. But that red light has come on. Now, the light will flash, and it is flashing. I'm not so sure you can see. I'll try and shade it. Hopefully you can see that. It's a slow flash, but the light will flash. And that will flash for, I think it was about 5 minutes to bring it up to full temperature. So that'll bring it up to the full temperature of this glove. And automatically it'll then drop it down to the medium level, which is the blue light. So obviously there's some power in the batteries. Again, my recommendation would be to actually charge them first fully. But let's have a look and see and try them. So we're going to do the second one. Now, I'm doing this on a pile of snow because I haven't got a table. and but it's very powdery, dry snow, so it's not too bad for doing this. So that's that plugged in. We'll just slip that into its pouch, and then zip up again. And then we'll try this to see if this one's got any power in it. So 3 seconds. And we've got a red flashing, slow flash of the light. You might be struggling to see this in the conditions because it's very bright, but they are flashing. They're red. So they'll take about 5 minutes to get to full temperature. That's if the batteries have got sufficient power in them. And then we'll just try them on and see what they're like with the heat. So the other thing to mention about the batteries is it takes 3 to 4 hours to recharge if it's completely discharged. So 3 to 4 hours to recharge the batteries. You probably noticed with the lead to charge the batteries, it's one lead with a split off into 2. So basically it keeps everything nice and tidy. So we've mentioned the heat settings. You've got the red, blue and green. Green being the lowest, red being the highest. On the red setting, the battery, if it's fully charged, will give you 3 to 4 hours use. On the mid setting, which is the blue setting, it will give you 4 to 6 hours. And on the green setting, which is the lowest, it should give you between 6 to 8 hours. I guess it's going to depend on how cold it is. As with any battery, they can discharge a bit quicker if it's really extreme weather. We've actually got, after about 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes, the red flashing light went to blue, and I think you can see that in the image, a steady blue, and that's the mid setting, so it automatically defaults to that. I guess now all that remains is to try the gloves on. So, nicely cinched up, nice and warm. I'm going to put the setting on to high. So they're now on the highest setting. It'll take a little while for them to heat up to the highest setting. And to be honest, on that medium, they're very comfortable. In fact, I would say, if I were walking now, I'd probably have them on the lowest setting. Well, the fleece lining makes a big difference. It feels warm just with the fleece lining. So guys, there we have it. The KEMI MOTO Heated Gloves, supplied by ISSYZONE. And I've got to say, big thank you to them for sending these gloves to me. I wouldn't necessarily have bought heated gloves, but now I've actually got them and we've got the heating going. I know some of the extreme conditions that are going in winter with the motorbike and camping, that these gloves are going to be really useful to me. I'll give you a longer term view on them once I've tested them for a longer period, and we'll just see how we get on over that longer period. But thank you very much for watching, and give me a thumbs up. I guess the very, very last thing to do is make a snowball and fire it. Great, really, really good. So far, I'd have to say, I like them.